shortstop, number 10, Blake Jacobs. Starting in center field, we have number 2, Jacob Netting. Starting in right field, batting cleanup, number 3, Uriah Cutter. Starting in left field, we have number 16, Rhett Sensabaugh. Starting at first base, we have number 7, Lane Lease. DHing for today's pitcher, we have number 31, Jesus Perdue. Doing the pitching will be number 13, Jackson Hare. Catching today's game, we have number 11, Julian Pattison. And playing second base, we have number 1, Peyton Durst. The substitutes for your Kaiser High School Golden Tornadoes, we have number 19, Alan Smith. Number 24, River Cameron. Number 16, Lane Zaycott. Number 14, Nemo Zirk. Number 21, Jacob Cox. Number 30, Hayden Hare. 13, Mason Ravenscroft. Number 7, Maddox Tysinger. And number 2, Nolan Malott. Starting lineup for the Tornadoes, starting at shortstop, we have number 3, Lucas Williamson. Starting in center field, we have number 22, Landon Tysinger. Catching for today's game, we have number 15, Hunter Haar. Batting cleanup, playing third base, we have number 10, Cam Larkin. Playing right field, we have number 20, Lucas Davey. Starting at first base, number 9, Wes Hahn. Left field, we have number 23, Mikey Mungold. Second base, we have number 1, Cole Holland. And starting on the bump today, we have number 81, Leighton Valentine. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us for today's West Virginia SSAC Varsity Baseball matchup between the visiting Frankfort Falcons and your Kaiser High School Golden Tornado.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing our academic captain for today's baseball game. We have Kaiser High School senior Lucas Davey. Academically, Lucas has been on the honor roll all 4 years in high school, has completed AP honors courses, and successfully passed the AP chemistry exam. He serves as the vice president of the National Technical Society Science and Math Honor Societies, is graduating from VOTEC, and will be receiving the Promise Scholarship. Beyond his academic achievements, Lucas is a dedicated student athlete, having played football for 3 years, golf for 1 year, earning first team All-PVC honors, basketball for 2 years, and baseball for 4 years, all 4 years of his high school career. Looking ahead, Lucas plans to attend Marshall University to pursue a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. His future aspirations include working in ICU for 2 to 3 years before returning to postgraduate to become a certified registered nurse anesthetist. Good luck today, Lucas. We are incredibly proud of you and your accomplishments, both
And we had today's academic captain, Senior Lucas Davey, throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Something Kaiser High School has been doing this year, trying to go through and recognize the achievements of their student athletes. Emphasis on the student aspect first. We had ceremonial coin tosses before football and soccer. We had recognition at both boys and girls basketball this year. And, of course, now we're doing ceremonial first pitches for baseball and softball. So congratulations to all of our academic captains that have been recognized this year for their outstanding academic accomplishments. Once again, your defensive alignment for the Golden Tornado for today's matchup. In left field, we have Mikey Mungold. In center field, Ty Singer. Right field, Lucas Davey. On the infield, Larkin and Williamson on the left side. Holland at second, Hahn at first. Behind the plate, Hunter Haar. And on the mound, Leighton Valentine. So that is your starting defensive alignment. This is pretty much the same lineup that the Tornado put out the last time that we brought you a live stream when they faced the number one Quad A team in the state, Jefferson. Golden Tornado put up quite a fight in that matchup before ultimately falling towards the end after some errors. They have a tough test today as they face cross-county rival, returning state champion, Frankfort Falcons. So we'll see what they can go through and do here. They played the team to a very tough contest at Frankfort earlier in the season. And that first pitch is in there for a strike. And that ball was grounded to the second baseman. Cole Holland there with the putout. And there is one out. That will bring the shortstop, Blake Jacobs, to the plate for Frankfort. First pitch was fouled out of play. Strike number one. Valentine was very efficient in his start against Jefferson, going the distance, full 7 innings. That was just a bit outside for ball one. That one's also outside, ball number two. Valentine, the lefty, likes to work quick. That one high for ball three, and he is falling behind 3-1 to the shortstop, Jacobs. And he draws the walk. Jacobs swung at the only pitch in the zone, or he could really have a chance at there. Ends up drawing the walk, and that will bring up batting third, the center fielder, nothing. See how the Golden Tornado go through and approach this matchup. First pitch is in there for a strike. And strike two. Valentine finds himself in a good situation here after falling behind to the second hitter in the inning. He now has number 3 hitter netting in an 0-2 count. Ball was outside. Snap down throw to first, not in time. So 1-2 count. 1 out, runner on first. And he spoils that pitch. Count stays still, 1-2. Valentine, good matchup here, being the lefty, being able to go through and keep the runner on first. Also using a little bit of a slide step, it seems like there. Being very, very quick to the plate. Pitches outside for ball 2. That ball is fouled down the first base line. Count will stay at 2-2. Nice early matchup here between Netting and Valentine. Runner goes. And he is caught stealing.
Good job, Hunter.
Nice throw there from Hunter Har behind the plate. Full count now on Netting. And he draws the walk again. So back-to-back walks here early on in the inning. Valentine sees himself struggling a little bit. Brings up the very dangerous right fielder, Uriah Cutter, number 4 hitter. That ball grounded hard to the third baseman, Larkin. He is unable to field it cleanly. And Cutter finds himself on after the E5.
Now batting number 16, Rhett Sensabaugh.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Sensabaugh. Runners on first and second. And grounded to Larkin at third. He steps on third and gets the force out on Netting. So Larkin makes up there. Good defensive play there by Larkin. And with that, the Falcons are retired. No runs on no hits, 2 walks. Caught stealing in the top half of the first. We will enter into the bottom of the first inning, and the Golden Tornado will come to bat. We're going to step out for a really quick ad break here from tonight's game sponsor, Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den. And we'll be back in 30 seconds on Tornado TV. Your starting lineup for the Golden Tornado leading off will be the shortstop, number 3, Lucas Williamson. Batting second, the center fielder, number 22, Ty Singer. And batting third, number 15, Hunter Har. In the 4th spot would be number 10, Cam Larkin, followed by number 20, Lucas Davey. Number 9, Wes Hahn. Number 23, Mikey Mongold. Number 1, Cole Holland. And number 81, Leighton Valentine, the pitcher. Batting there in the 9 spot, we will see what the Golden Tornado can do here in their first trip to the plate. Once again, if you watched some of our previous broadcasts, the Tornado have struggled a little bit hitting here this season. Very young team. But the top of the lineup has been productive, especially Williamson in the leadoff spot. at least in the games that we've gone through and brought to everyone. So we'll see what the Golden Tornado approach is here as they face Hare for the Falcons. Hare ready from the windup. And he gets the first pitch in there for a strike. Second pitch. Grounded down the left side between the third baseman and the shortstop, and Williamson's going to be on with the first hit of the day. Leadoff single for the Golden Tornado. So nice piece of hitting there from Williamson. That will bring Tysinger to the plate. Runner on first, nobody out. Ready delivers. That ball is grounded up the middle. And the double play ball erases that leadoff single. As Tysinger grounds into the 4-6-3 double play. So great defensive play there by the Falcons. Erases that early leadoff single. That'll bring Hunter Hard to the plate. Nobody on, 2 outs. See what the catcher can do here as the righty throws. First pitch is in there for a strike. That misses, low and outside for ball 1. Here has a chance to go through and get out of this inning with very minimal pitch count here after that double play ball. Third pitch also low. Ball number 2. 2-1 count on the catcher for Kaiser. Wind up and delivers. Pitches also. Oh, they call that a strike. Okay. A little bit of a delay there initially. Thought that was going to be called a ball, but called it for a strike in there, 2-2. Hart grounds it to the shortstop. And by a step, is able to go through and get the 6-3 force out. With that, the Golden Tornado go down in their half of the inning. After the first, no runs on 1 hit. And went into the bottom of the second. The top of the second. Frankfort Falcons coming to bat. Batting this inning for Frankfort. Number 7, Lease, the first baseman. Number 31, Purdue, the DH. And number 11, Pattison, the catcher. Once again, defensive alignment. For the Golden Tornado. Beautiful day for some baseball here at Crookfield. Last couple games we brought you been a little cold, a little windy. But today it is in the mid to high 80s. Slight breeze blowing out to center field if you can catch the flag there. But a beautiful day for some baseball. Once again, leading off for the Falcons will be Lane Lease, the first baseman. See how the lefty Valentine approaches this at bat. First pitch fouled down the first base line, out of play for strike number 1. Ball flat into right field. And it is caught there by Davey for out number 1. That'll bring Purdue, the DH, to the plate. First lefty on lefty matchup that we've seen today. First pitch high for ball 1. Valentine from the windup. That one's fouled out of play for strike number 1. Valentine from the windup. That one also fouled back for strike number 2. See how the lefty approaches this. Any of his off-speed stuff should cut away from the left-handed batter. Grounded to the first baseman. Flips to Valentine at first. In time for the out. Great job there by Valentine. Playing defensively, getting off the mound, getting over to first base, and covering after Hahn had to leave the base for a good distance there to track that ground ball down. Now we'll bring Pattison to the plate, the catcher. 2 outs, top of the second. First pitch swung on and missed. For strike number 1. Valentine shakes off the first sign. And that is tracked down in left field by the left fielder. Mikey Mungo ranged very, very far to his left. Tracks that ball down in the gap for out number 3. So after the 1-2-3 inning, Golden Tornado will come to bat. Looking to go through and get the offense started. For the Tornado, it will be the number 10, third baseman, Larkin. Number 20, the right fielder, Davey. And the first baseman, number 9, Hahn. So once again, Larkin, Davey, Hahn in this half of the inning for the Golden Tornado. We are going to step out for a 30-second ad break from today's game sponsor, Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Tornado TV. Once again, we want to thank you for joining us here on Tornado TV for this varsity baseball matchup between inter-county rivals, the Frankfort Falcons and your Kaiser High School Golden Tornado. Got a little bit of a hold up here as the last batter in the inning for the Falcons was Pattison, the catcher. Still working on getting his gear on. And he finally makes his way out behind the plate. It's always one of the tough situations when you're the catcher and you are out number 3 in the inning. Got to hustle back in, get the gear on, keep the game moving. And that will bring the third baseman, Larkin, to bat. See if Larkin can go through and get the Golden Tornado. Offense started here in the home half of the second inning. First pitch in there for a strike. Cutting in on the outside corner. That ball grounded off the third baseman's mitt. And does not get there in time. Throw is offline. And Larkin will be on after the error. So each third baseman now with an error early on in the game. See if the Golden Tornado can make that error hurt. As Larkin actually ends up advancing to second as that ball went out of play after the throw over to first.
Go, Bob.
So runner in scoring position, nobody out. The senior Davey up to bat. Ball fouled away. Davey finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Once again, runner on second is Larkin. On base after the fielding and throwing error on the third baseman. And they're going to say that he went around on that high heat. And that will be out number 1 for the Golden Tornado. That will bring first baseman Hahn to the plate. That one's popped up. And that is caught right along the foul territory for out number 2. See if the Golden Tornado can get a little 2-out magic here. That pitch outside, ball 1. See what the left-hander Mongol can do here. Once again, runner in scoring position. Pulls that one fouled on the third baseline for strike 1. Next pitch in there for a strike. And the count's now 1-2. Mongold stays alive. Fouls that off. Count will stay at 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. Run on second is Larkin. That one's popped up out of play. Mongold battling in there. Still with a 1-2 count, but has fouled 3 pitches back. Spoiled those pitches by hair. Making the pitcher work. At this point, we'll see which individual has the tougher test of fortitude here. Who wants it more? Ball is outside for ball number 2. Brings the count even, 2-2. Very productive bat here from Mongold. Hare does not like the first sign. Does go for the second. And Mongold spoils that one yet again.
Way to stay alive, Mikey.
Wait as the Golden Tornado reserves track down some of those foul balls. Bring them back into the umpire. Allow Hare and Mongold a chance to catch their breath. And that is caught at the last second. Shoestring catch there by the center fielder, Netting. And that saves a run as Mongold eventually lines out to the center fielder. As we enter into the top of the third, both teams scoreless. Leading off for the Falcons will be the 9-hitter Durst, and then it will be back to the top of the lineup with Orndorff. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us here on Tornado TV as we bring you this cross-county matchup between the Frankfort Falcons and your Kaiser High School Golden Tornado. Have this game and one more. We'll bring you the Southern game on Monday, May the 5th. These will be our last 2 baseball matchups of the season. And still have 2 softball matchups to bring you as well. We'll also be airing the Frankfort Kaiser game when the girls from Frankfort come over to play Kaiser here at Ron Mathias and Friends Field. And it's always a great game, tough battle between these 2 cross-county rivals. Bring up the second baseman, Durst. And ball misses low for ball 1. And Durst is able to go through and get the first hit of the evening for the Frankfort Falcons as he singles up the middle to lead off the inning. And that will bring up the leadoff hitter, Orndorff. First pitch high for ball 1. See how Frankfort wants to go through to address the situation with the number 9 man on base. Valentine misses low and inside for ball 2. And Orndorff finds himself ahead. Rips that one deep down the left field line. And that will be a ground roll double as it one-hops the fence in left. And after back-to-back hits, the Falcons find themselves in business in the third with runners on second and third and nobody out. And, of course, brings up the heart of the Falcon order, Jacobs netting and Cutter still to bat. That ball misses high for ball one. Valentine needs to do his best pitching right now. That hits the outside corner for strike one. Jacobs walked in the first before being caught, before a caught stealing attempt when he was thrown out by Har. From the stretch. That misses. And Jacobs finds himself in a hitter's count 3-1. Not where Valentine wants to be, especially with runners on second and third, nobody out. And just like in the first inning, Jacobs draws a walk, and that will load the bases. So, bases full of Falcons. Mound visit from Hunter Har. Going to talk to his pitcher, Valentine. Probably going over what the situation is. A little chopper back to the mound saying, hey, you know, he happens to chop it back to you. Bring it home. We'll try to double him up. Looks like Kaiser is going to go with corners in defense with the first and third baseman playing in on the grass. Middle infield looking to turn two. And that first pitch is popped up. And the catcher, Har, is unable to go through and corral that for strike one. That pitch misses high and outside for ball one. And that is lined right up the middle. And it will plate two Falcons. Nice piece of hitting there by netting. With the two RBI single, scoring Durst and Orndorff. Cutter swings at the first pitch. Cutter reached base on an error with the third baseman Larkin, his first attempt. That one fouled out of play. And Cutter finds himself down 0-2. Valentine could really use a punch out here. Get the first out of the inning. Stop some of this bleeding. That is popped up on the infield. And the first baseman, Hahn, is able to corral that. Infield fly was called by the officiating crew. And with the first out of the inning, Golden Tornado are now one ground ball and double play away from getting out of this inning. Brings Sensabaugh to the plate. Fielder's choice in his first at bat, grounded to the third baseman Larkin, who was able to step on third and get the out. That ball ripped to the left side. Williamson deep in the hole. Great play there from Williamson as he guns out Sensabaugh for out number two. Bring the first baseman, Lease, up to bat. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. First pitch is low for ball 1. That play from Williamson, very impressive. He was deep in the hole at shortstop, had to basically just field that, turn and throw immediately, and he was able to go through and get Sensabaugh. Great bit of defensive work there on his part. Valentine now falls behind Lease, 2-0. Next pitch is cut on, missed for a strike. Grounded to third. Larkin throws over to first. And it is scooped there by Wes Hahn. Good defensive play there, scooping that out of the dirt. And after the 5-3 put out, the Golden Tornado are out of the inning. Still, the Falcons go through and get on the board. 2 runs on 3 hits. Ground rule double by ground rule double by Orndorff being the highlight of that inning. And then a nice bit of hitting there by Netting with the 2 RBI single back up the middle. Golden Tornado find themselves trailing 2-0 as they come into the home half of the third. Up to bat for the Golden Tornado, number 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Holland, Valentine, and Williamson. Again, your current lineup for the Golden Tornado. And as always, we want to go through and thank Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den for being tonight's game sponsor. We really appreciate everything Kirk Kessner and the crew there at Fox's does for the Golden Tornado, both on the field and off the field. Once again, leading off this inning for the Golden Tornado, second baseman, number 1, Cole Holland. Golden Tornado have been able to get the leadoff hitter in each inning on base. Williamson, of course, singled Larkin with the air. See if the good luck follows through here with Holland as he takes strike 1. And that pitch is on the corner for strike 2. Here delivers. Ball grounded to the shortstop. And it's in time. 6-3 put out. Will retire Holland for the first out of the inning. So we've seen both shortstops, both Jacobs and Williamson, with some nice defensive plays so far early on in this game. Now we'll bring to bat number 81, pitcher Leighton Valentine. Could really use to go through and help out his own cause here. And that is on the outside for strike 1. Hare doing a great job right now, kind of painting the outside corners. Steps off. Either he and Pattison weren't on the same page there or just needed to go through and catch a breath. Likes the call this time. It's in the dirt for ball one. Here the righty going for the windup. That pitch misses inside for ball two. Valentine finds himself in a good hitter's count here. That misses outside, and he's even in a better count, 3-1. Nice opportunity here for Valentine to go through and help himself out. Walker, hopefully, if Hare gets one across the plate, something he can square up. He is swinging, but he fouls that off, and the count is now full. Battle of the pitchers here. Hare delivers. And that is roped into right center field. That is in the gap. And Valentine is going to be into second base with a stand-up double. Nice piece of hitting there from the pitcher, Leighton Valentine, as he doubles into the right center field gap. And the Golden Tornado, with one out, find themselves in business as the top of the lineup comes up to the plate. And if you're the Golden Tornado and you want someone to be batting with a runner in scoring position right now, their hottest hitter, the shortstop Lucas Williamson, is making his way to the plate. Williamson singled in the first before being doubled up on a ground ball hit by Tysinger. See what Williamson can do here. Hare accidentally was in the windup, wisely stepped off so he can go from the stretch. That ball is past the catcher. And on the pass ball, Valentine is able to advance 90 feet closer. Makes Williamson's job a little bit easier here. Golden Tornado should be able to get a run here as long as he puts the ball in play on the ground. That ball misses outside as well for ball number two. Ready delivers. That is on the outside corner for strike number one. Once again, Hare doing a good job painting that outside corner, especially against the right-handed batters. Williamson fouls that one back, and now the count's 2-2. Once again, game plan here for your Williamson. Need to put the ball in play. Any ground ball past the pitcher should score a run. Ball's in the dirt for ball three, and the count is full. Full count. Hare facing the leadoff hitter, Williamson. And that hits him on the elbow. No, it looks like they're going to go through and say that hit the bat. We're going to wait here as the home plate umpire confers with the umpire out on the base path. Williamson's reaction as soon as the ball came in, he acted as if he had been hit by a pitch. They're going to say that it is a foul ball. Full count. Williamson takes ball 4 and makes his way to first base. So after drawing the walk, Williamson finds himself on first. Pitcher Valentine is on third. And that will bring the number 2 hitter, Tysinger, to the plate. Tysinger grounded into a double play in his first at bat. The courtesy runner for Valentine on third is Maddox Tysinger. Runner goes.
Why are we not sending him, for God's sakes?
And Williamson is into second with the stolen base. Second pitch in for a strike. That pitch is high. Brings the count to 2-1. Here gets the sign. That misses outside for ball 3. So hitters count here for Tysinger. Runners on second and third. Chance for the Golden Tornado to possibly tie this game up if he can find a way to get the ball into the outfield. And they're going to say that touches the corner for strike 2. Full count. And that ties him up under his hands. Great bit of pitching there by Hare as he brings the ball in underneath Tysinger's hands and gets the punch out for out number 2. That will bring to bat the number 3 hitter for Kaiser, the catcher, Hunter Haar. And they're going to intentionally walk him and put him on base. So after the intentional walk to the catcher, Hunter Haar, will bring to bat the number 4 hitter, third baseman, number 10, Cam Larkin. That pitch is outside for ball 1. A little bit of a dangerous situation there, putting Haar on, loading the bases. Hare has struggled a little bit more this inning to find the zone. And he ropes that down to third, but after a diving, leaping catch there by the third baseman, Orndorff, had to stretch with everything he had to get that one. He corrals that and prevents the Golden Tornado from getting any runs. Larkin could not have hit that ball any harder. It just needed to be about an inch higher or 2 inches more to the left, and it would have been a double, scoring at least 2 runs. Either way, we enter into the top half of the 4th inning. Falcons are able to go through and get out of that bases-loaded jam, and they find themselves leading 2-0. We're going to step out for a 30-second ad break from tonight's sponsor, Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Tornado TV. Leading off for Frankfort will be the DH, Purdue. The only lefty-lefty matchup we have currently on the current lineup. Purdue grounded out to first in his first at bat. After Valentine did a good job coming off the mound, getting the pitch from Hahn. Second pitch is high for ball 2. Next pitch is low. Valentine finds himself falling behind 3-0 to the leadoff hitter for this inning, the DH, Purdue. Valentine from the windup. Oh, that hit him.
That hit the bat. I heard it.
That will bring up the catcher, Patterson, who flat out to Mikey Mungold and left first at bat. Falcons are in business here with leadoff runner on. First pitch in there for a strike. Looks like Valentine, a little off-speed pitch there. Second pitch in also for a strike. And now Valentine finds himself in a very good count, 0-2. Grounded back to the pitcher. And it is unable to be corralled there. Valentine kind of air-bailed that one to the shortstop Williamson, who's unable to go through and get that. And what should have been a ground out results in an E1 and runners on first and second, nobody out for the Falcons. Valentine visibly upset with himself. See if Valentine can shake off that air. Come back here as he faces the number 9 hitter, the second baseman Durst. Durst singled in his first at bat, scored a run on the the netting single. First pitch is fouled back for strike 1. Valentine from the stretch. Bunt attempt is bunted up and foul. Durst just now in an 0-2 hole. So after the error, Valentine has delivered 2 really high quality pitches here. Gets the number 9 hitter Durst into an 0-2 count. Could really use a punch out here. And instead gets a ball fouled down the first base line. No play at the plate. And after the single by Durst, the Falcons are able to score another run. So good good amount of 2-strike hitting there for Durst, and he finds himself 2 for 2 on the night with an RBI. So Purdue, who was struck by the pitch, comes around to score. bring Orndorff to the plate, top of the lineup. Orndorff now down 0-1. Takes that one down the line, and it is fair. 1 run will score. A second run will score as Orndorff is into third with a stand-up triple. Pattison and Durst come around to score, and the Falcons now lead 5-0. Jacobs batting now. Pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Next one is fouled off for strike 1. Once again, runner on third is Orndorff. That pitch is in for strike 2. Jacobs is now in a 1-2 hole, right where Valentine wants him. See what Valentine decides to deliver with here. That breaking ball is in the dirt. Blocked nicely there by the catcher, Har. Umpire going to go through and walk a ball out to Valentine there. Give the catcher a chance to go through and catch his breath. In the process of blocking that, keeping the runner at third, Har took a little bit of a shot. And that, young players, is why catchers are required to wear cups at all levels. Little pause and play here as Har collects himself. Catcher seems fine. And we'll come back in with a 2-2 count on the number 2 hitter, the shortstop, Jacobs. Ball lined back to the shortstop, Williamson, who gloves it for a nice put out. That's 2 strong defensive plays so far this game by the shortstop, Williamson. That will bring Netting to the plate. Netting 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Sorry, 2 RBI double. First pitch misses for ball 1. Valentine delivers. That ball hitting to right. And that will score another run for the Falcons as Orndorff and that is another RBI for Netting, his third on the evening. And as we have this little break in play, we're going to step out for a 30-second ad break. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Tornado TV. Once again, with 1 out here in the top of the 4th, Golden Tornado now trail 6-0. Brings the bat the number 4 hitter, Uriah Cutter, with 1 on and 1 out. First pitch misses for a ball. Second pitch in there for a ball as well. That ball driven into left. Corralled there by the left fielder, Mikey Mungold, for out number 2. That'll bring Sensabaugh to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the evening. His last ground out was to the shortstop, Williamson, who made a wonderful play deep in the hole. Kaiser attempts a back pick there on the runner netting. Sensabaugh finds himself in a 1-0 count. And that ball is hit into the left center field gap. And Sensabaugh is into second with a double, scoring yet again another run as netting with 2 outs was running as soon as the bat cracked. And that will bring up the 9th batter of this inning as the first baseman, Lane Lease, comes to bat. 2 outs, runner on second. Falcons have scored 5 runs in this inning. First pitch in there for a strike. Next one is fouled on the line. And now Valentine finds himself ahead 0-2. That ball is outside. 1-2 count. Fouled back. And Lee stays alive. Valentine really could use his best pitch right here to get the Golden Tornado out of this inning. And that is roped down the line into left field. Going to be a play at the plate. And the catcher, Har, has the ball dislodged on the play at the plate. And another run scores. That will bring around the original leadoff hitter of this inning, Purdue, as the Falcons have batted through the order in this 4th inning. Ball misses inside for ball number 1. That's high for ball 2. Pitch 3 is high. And Purdue finds himself ahead 3-0. And Purdue draws a 4-pitch walk and finds himself on base yet again. Bring Patterson back to the plate. So it looks like pitching change for the Golden Tornado. Valentine will make his way to left. Mongold will move from left to center, and center fielder Tassinger will come in to pitch. With that pitching change, we're going to step out for an ad break. We'll be back on Tornado TV in 30 seconds. While we have this pitching break, go through and remind everyone about the Kaiser High School Athletic Trust, going through and raising funds to try to go through and provide financial assistance for Kaiser High School athletics. You can see the QR code there on your screen where you can go through and make donations. Every dollar counts and helps for the funding of the future of Kaiser Athletics. Plans for the Kaiser Athletic Trust, field turf replacement up on the football and soccer fields. The building of a multi-sport athletic building that would go through and provide locker rooms for the boys and girls soccer teams, as well as other sports teams that are not using the current field house facilities. So if you get a chance, you want to go through and help out, there's information about the Kaiser High School or Kaiser Athletic Trust. All right, Tassinger is the new pitcher for the Golden Tornado. Finds himself in a bit of a jam here. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, facing the catcher, Patterson. First pitch in there for a strike. Tassinger delivers. And that next pitch is going to hit him. And that will load the bases for the Falcons. That will bring Durst to the plate with the bases loaded. Durst is 2 for 2 on the day with singles, 2 singles, and an RBI. And it feels like this inning just will not end for the Golden Tornado. First pitch is high for ball 1. Second one also high for ball 2. And Tassinger cannot afford to mess around here. He has nowhere to go through and put Durst. And you do not want the top of this lineup coming up with bases loaded. That is ball 3. And Durst finds himself ahead here. We have to see, does he get the green light from his coach on the 3-0 count? Or is he taking the whole way? Looks like he is taking the entire way, and he takes strike 1. is the number 9 hitter. That is to be expected. However, he is 2 for 2 on the day. And he draws the 5-pitch walk. And another run will score for the Falcons in this inning. They now lead 9-0. And that will bring up Orndorff, who has a double, triple, and 2 RBIs already in this game. He fouls that one off for strike 1. That pitch misses for ball 1. That ball is going to drop in right. And 2 runs are going to score on the single. And Orndorff picks up 2 more RBI. The Falcons now lead 11-0 in the 4th. Looks like there is going to be a defensive change for the Golden Tornado. Now playing right field, Maddox Tysinger. That'll bring Jacobs to the plate. First pitch misses high for ball 1. And that ball is roped into left. And after the double, 2 more runs will score as Jacobs doubles home Orndorff and Durst. And with that, the Falcons lead 13-0. That will bring up the center fielder netting. And that ball is smoked to deep center field. And it is gone. And with that 2-run home run, netting extends the Falcon lead now 15-0. That will bring up the right fielder, Cutter. He takes ball 1. That ball grounded to the shortstop, Williamson. And he is unable to get it over to the first baseman. And Cutter will be on after the error. That will bring to the plate Sensabaugh. First pitch fouled off for strike one. Once again, runner on first is Cutter. Batter is Sensabaugh. Pitcher is Tassinger. Pitch misses outside for ball one. Tassinger delivers. And that ball is caught by Mikey Mongold in center field to end the bleeding. And after a multi-hit fourth inning for the Falcons, they put up 13 runs in the top half of the fourth and now find themselves leading 15-0 over their cross-county rival, the Kaiser High School Golden Tornado. The Tornado enter into the bottom half of the fourth with a lot of work to go through and do. They want to get back into this game. Leading off for the Golden Tornado in the home half of the fourth. Yeah, it looks like leading off in the home half of the fourth will be Maddox Tassinger, who went into right, the first baseman Hahn, and the now center fielder Mongold. Once again, leading off this half of the inning for the Golden Tornado, number 7, right fielder Maddox Tassinger. See what the freshman can do here in his first plate appearance of the evening. Here from the windup delivers. First pitch is outside. Pitch is swung on for strike one. Next pitch is outside for ball two. Oh, is he going to the strike? Okay, so sorry, 1-2. Ball pulled foul. Count stays 1-2. And that misses high for ball two. So 2-2 count now on the new right fielder, Tassinger. And he swings through that one for the first strikeout of the second strikeout of the evening for the Golden Tornado. That'll bring first baseman Hahn to the plate. And that first pitch is in there for a strike. Tornado desperately need to get the bats going if they want to get back in this game. Next pitch is low and outside for ball 2. Here delivers the next pitch in there for a strike. He finds himself ahead, 1-2. Pitch misses low and outside. Count now 2-2. Cut on and missed for the second strikeout of the inning, as Hahn is retired. That'll bring up the center fielder, Mongold. And just like he has in many at-bats, or many plate appearances this inning, here starts off with an outside fastball for strike 1. From the windup. Here finds the same spot for strike 2. Mongold now finds himself behind 0-2 count. Going to have to battle here. Something he did successfully in the first inning. Or sorry, the second inning. Not so much this time as he swings by that one. And that is out number 3. 3 punch-outs this inning for Hare as he sits down the Golden Tornado. 1-2-3. We enter into the top of the 5th with the Falcons leading 15-0. We're going to step out for an ad break and be back on Tornado TV. Up to bat in the top of the 5th will be first baseman Lease, the DH, Purdue. Looks like we will have a substitution. Number 9, Wyatt Royal will hit for Lease. First pitch by Tassinger's in there for a strike. Royal takes the next one for a ball. 1-1 count. Nobody out, top of the 5th. Tassinger's next pitch is in there for a strike. And he finds himself in a very good count here. 1-2 to the pinch hitter, Royal. And he blows that by him for his first strikeout of the evening. Looks like we have the DH is going to be off, it looks like, and the pitcher Hare is going to hit for himself.
Now batting, number 13, Jackson Hare.
Yeah, so it looks like Falcons emptying the bench a little bit here, letting some of their other players go through and get some at-bats. So The pitcher, Hare, will step in. DH will be off. He'll hit for himself for the rest of the game. First pitch from Tassinger is a strike. Next ball hit into the left center field gap, and it will get down for a double. As Hare takes advantage of the ball kind of getting fumbled around there in left. That will bring number 21, Gunnar Bradshaw, to the plate. And he takes strike one. That ball is flat out to the second baseman. Route number 2. Now batting number 5, Cam Sell. Ball's fouled back. Brings it to a 1-2 count. Tassinger gets the sign from Har. And Sell spoils that pitch as well. Count stays 1-2. Tassinger going from the stretch. Ready, delivers. High and outside, ball 2. Two count for the pitch hitter, Sell. That pitch flied out to the center fielder, Mungold, for out number 3. No runs on 1 hit. And the Golden Tornado will come to bat in the home half of the 5th with a lot of work to go through and do if they want to keep playing this ball game. We're going to step out for a 30-second ad break. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Tornado TV. Once again, we want to thank you for tuning in here on Tornado TV for this West Virginia SSAC matchup between inter-county rivals, the Frankfort Falcons and the Kaiser High School Golden Tornado. First matchup between these two teams was a very close affair. This one so far, not so much. But the Golden Tornado have a chance to go through and right the ship and get some runs on the board here. Leading off this inning for the Golden Tornado, the second baseman, number 1, Cole Holland. Batting second will be the left fielder, Leighton Valentine. And batting third will be the shortstop, Lucas Williamson. Hare still on the mound for the Falcons. First pitch high and outside for ball 1. Hare from the windup. That pitch also misses outside. Ball number 2. Hare delivers. That one roped down the line to third. And he is on with a leadoff single. Nice piece of hitting there from the second baseman, Cole Holland. Valentine is 1 for 1 on the evening with a double. He doubled in what feels like forever ago, the third inning. First pitch swinging, fouls that out of play. Once again, runner at first is Holland. Here on the mound, Valentine batting. Swings through that pitch for strike number 2. See what Valentine does here now with 2 strikes on him. And he swings through that pitch for the strikeout. That is the 6th K of the evening for Hare. That will bring up Williamson. He's 1 for 1 on the evening, also reaching by a hit by pitch / walk. Throw over there. Keep Holland close to the bag. Something you really have to get through and do when you're up 15-0. Here gets the sign. Pitches a ball. At this point, if you're the Falcons, Holland on first, unless you're just really wanting to go through and preserve the shutout, that run does not matter whatsoever. Williamson lines it back up the middle, and he is on with yet another single. And once again, the most productive hitter for Kaiser so far. Williamson is on base again, and that will bring up pitcher now, Tassinger. Runners on first and second, 1 out. First pitch in there for a strike. Tassinger is 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout and ground out into a double play ball back in the first. He's really due here to come through for the Golden Tornado. That ball shot down the right field line and just foul for strike 2. Baseball is a game of inches, folks. And that one was just a few inches foul. That one is on the line or a little in. Kaiser looks at getting their first runs of the game. Here on the bump. Gets his sign. And Tassinger swings through that for the strikeout. That is the 7th strikeout for Hare. That'll bring it back to bat. Hunter Haar intentionally walked in the last at bat. See if they let him swing here, up 15-0. And he ropes that into center field. And it is corralled for out number 3, and this game is over. The Golden Tornado fall to their cross-county rivals, the Frankfort Falcons, by a final score 15-0 in 5 innings. We want to thank you for tuning in here on Tornado TV as we bring you Kaiser High School baseball action. Once again, we will be back on the air for baseball on May 5th as the Golden Tornado host the Southern Rams. But before that, we'll be back next Wednesday, April 30th. Once again, as Kaiser takes on Frankfort. This time, however, we will be up at the Ron Mathias and Friends Field as it happens in softball action. So, once again, next two streams tonight, Frankfort Falcons. Next stream will also be against the Frankfort Falcons, but in softball instead. We want to thank you for tuning in on Tornado TV. We want to thank Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den for being our game sponsor, and we'll see you next week.